Hi Gemini, Sun, Moon, Ascendant, or Venus. This is Dane, and I am going to be doing your May 16th to the 31st, 2021 reading for you. Now I ask if this reading resonates with you, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and also to subscribe to my channel. And if you would like to be notified whenever I upload new videos, and I upload all the time, just press the bell notification button. And if you're interested in any of the cards that I'm using, they will all be listed and linked in the description box below. Now, before we begin this reading, let us clear the energy space, raising our own energy vibration and releasing any negativity. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. Releasing all negativity from the body like storm clouds. Letting yourself feel calm, centered, and at peace as we enter into this safe and loving space. Let's let the bowl sing as we see what the tarot has to say. Gemini, May 16th to the 31st, 2021, Gemini. May 16th to the 31st, 2021, Gemini. May 16th to the 31st, 2021, Gemini. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Fantastic. We're doing things a little bit differently. Think of this as a tree. This is going to be the bark and the roots. This is going to be the branches. So we're going to see what the tarot has to say. And of course, the left-hand side is the inner self. The middle is the heart. The right-hand side is the public self in the public arena. So we have the Three of Wands and we have the Seven of Wands. Ooh, so there's something here where we're looking at a bright future, but we're also having to fight against a lot. And it can be that we're getting in our own way. Yeah. The Two of Cups and the Five of Wands, love, but also conflict for the sake of conflict. It's almost like they might not seem like silly arguments when we're having them, but they're going to be arguments that were based off of or built off of just the silliest things. It's because everybody has a short temper right now. And it can be with a loved one, with somebody we're healing with during this time. Then we have the Page of Wands, fire sign energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. And the King of Cups, water sign energy, Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer. Oh, that's beautiful. The Eight of Cups and the Two of Swords. So the Eight of Cups is walking away in the public arena. We're ending something. It's like, I'm walking away from this. I'm done with this. I don't want it anymore. It can be a mindset. It can be a relationship. It can be a job. And we're going to start to see that the two paths that we thought were, that's it, you can go one or two ways. We're going to start to see that there's another way forward. There are actually a multitude of ways forward that we hadn't seen. Now, this is not saying quit your job, join the circus, anything like that, unless, of course, you want to. But there's a real sense here of some sort of mindset coming to an end, something coming to an end, a healing over, a healing over what has been causing us so much conflict. There's something that we've been warring with during this time that actually before it, and it can be for at least 3 months before it, or the beginning of 2021, and probably before the beginning of 2021, where there was just the sense of unrest, the sense of unease, the sense of 7 months, of just feeling like I have to fight, I have to be on guard. If I don't protect me, who will? And that's that could be something that's ingrained in us. We've been through so many trials and tribulations and heartbreaks and failures that it's like, well, I'm not going to be taken advantage of. And there's a healing through the conflict. So there can be arguments with people that we love, yes, but there's this bigger sense of healing through the conflicts that have been such a great part of our lives. And it's walking away from, it can be conforming, but it can be from even thinking that we have the answers. There's a sense of releasing to divinity and saying, you know what, you guide me forward. Like, kind of like thy will be done, which is a sense of relinquishing control. But it's also a sense here of there's more here than I realized. There's more than I know. And that's going to be really powerful for us during this time. It really is. It's just going to be powerful for us, period. So let's see our chakra energy. Gemini, May 16th to the 31st, 2021. Gemini. May 16th to the 31st, 2021. Gemini. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Okay, we have two that came through. Creativity and self-mastery. That's going to be part of the self-mastery, to let the creativity shine. So we have this is the sacral chakra, and this is the solar plexus chakra. So with the sacral chakra holds creativity. It also holds our sexual energy. It is also the place where a lot of negative energy from this life and from past lives is held. And because our creativity and our sexual energy is held there too, it can make it so that we don't feel creative. It can make it so that we don't feel sexual, or we don't feel as desirable as we would like to within our world, within ourselves. And then with the solar plexus chakra and the sense of self-mastery, it's being in alignment with ourselves and what we desire and what we're looking for, and the way that we're opening up the doors and what it is that we're looking at more openly and more honestly for ourselves. So the sacral chakra comes in, and it's like there's all this creative energy, and it's healing through this creative energy, and it's being able to harness it in a very real way, in the way of our minds, which is how air sign energy works. And of course, we are air sign energy. There's a sense of, do I know it? Do I understand it? Can I see it? Can I visualize it? And when the blockages from the negativity of our past lives and this life come in, it's like, no, I can't. I can't hold on to what it is that I thought, or I don't know what it is that I want. And so there's going to be a breakthrough when it comes to creativity, when it comes to opening up the door, because we're falling into alignment with ourselves. We're healing the part of us that has been so out of sorts that it has made us doubt our decisions, like what we had once loved or what had once given us so much joy. It's not giving us the same joy. And it's like, well, did I make a mistake? Am I just losing steam in that? It's like, the sentiment is here from spirit. It's like, no, you didn't make a mistake. And yes, you can be losing steam, but it doesn't mean that you did it wrong. It just means that now there's a time for a change, or now there's a time for a refocusing on what it is that I desire, what it is that I'm building forward, what it is that I want. And that starts to open up the door for us, for where we want to be, to move away from the rut and to say that's okay. So let's see, what is the energy that Gemini has to be mindful of? May 16th to the 31st, 2021, Gemini. What is the energy that Gemini has to be mindful of? May 16th to the 31st, 2021, Gemini. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. It's the star. It's our wishes getting in the way. And it can be daydreaming. It can be that, life just doesn't have the beauty to it that we desire. So we start to embrace daydreams because air sign energy wants to fly. It just does. Also, the star energy is also Aquarius energy, January 20th to February 18th, which can be around the time where we started to feel really restless. But it could have been before that. And for a lot of Geminis here, it was before that. And it didn't feel like restlessness before. It just felt like, oh, I have to fight for this. Oh, I have to stand up for this. Oh, this is what's important, And now there's a sense of tiredness. It's like, I don't want to fight anymore. It's been so long. And so here, it's looking at what is desired. This is also knowing that divinity is giving us what we need and not what we want. So sometimes that can be very hard because what we're getting is what we need. And what we're being pushed out of is our comfort zone. And we're looking at things emotionally, and we're looking at things pragmatically, and we're trying to see and work out where everything fits. This is a time where we need to kind of step back and say, well, maybe it doesn't fit. Maybe it doesn't need to make sense. Maybe I need to look at the right here and the right now and see the beauty of it, see the purpose and the transcendence of it. And it moves us to being able to look out over the horizon. And that's something that has been marred for us for quite some time. It's like, how can I see my ships come in? How can I see my ships go out if I'm always fighting, if I'm always battling, if it's always one thing after another after another? And there's a sense here that we just have to give respect to ourselves and say, yes, it has been a fight. Yes, it has been overwhelming. Yes, we can't plan for the future. Not in the way that we want to, not in that sense of, I know it's going to happen tomorrow. I have it all set out. There are going to be no surprises. The fact that we are living means that there are going to be surprises. There are going to be things that happen. You can wake up with a stomach bug. You can wake up with, just not feeling happy and just a little bit grouchy. Things happen. Life happens. And it's being able to say, yeah, life happens. And I don't have to fight it. I don't have to, stay to this plan that I had in my head. And we might not even know that we're fighting it. To be able to release is something that's astoundingly hard. It's astoundingly brave, but it's astoundingly powerful. And it's starting to look at our dreams again. It's starting to look at the way forward. It's starting to look at the beauty. It's starting to look at the desire. It's starting to look at the wonderment of it. Bringing back that sparkle to our eyes, but also to our lives, and being able to embrace it fully and honestly. And it's new horizons opening up, because we're not wasting so much energy, and it is wasting so much energy to be fighting all the time. It's saying, I know what I stand for. I know what's important, but the constant fighting, it diminishes it, because it doesn't give me the energy when it's important to stand in my truth, to stand in what I desire, to push that little bit. Kind of like to swing yourself forward. It's like when you're climbing. I've been rock climbing for like the past couple of months now, and it starts off impossible, and that's what it feels like here. It feels like an impossible journey to be able to embrace. But then you start seeing yourself reaching and pushing yourself further and grabbing for greater heights and not having to fight so much. And that's what we're going to see here. It's like by not fighting, by letting the muscles, heal, by letting ourselves heal, we're going to see ourselves be able to push further. It's being kinder to ourselves. It's being more aware. And then there's a healing. The Two of Cups is the Minor Arcana Lover's card. It's us coming through in the Minor Arcana. It's the connection, it's the love, it's the greater understanding, it's the dreams and the wishes. But there's a sense here, and it can be that we were fighting with what we love. And that could be that we said to ourselves, this is silly. This won't give me what I want. This won't, pay the bills the way that it's supposed to, or this isn't as practical as it needs to be. It can be that we fought with loved ones because life got hard, life got stressful, for everybody in the world. But there's a real sense here of looking at this healing, beautiful love and coming into alignment. And this isn't just with the external people. This is with the twins. This is with Gemini. This is with ourselves. It's understanding that masculine and feminine aspect of us. It's understanding the duality of curiosity to a Gemini. It's also understanding the conflict, because we can't do everything at once, which is annoying. And so here, it's healing the inner conflict, but it's also being aware of it. It's being aware of what is desired and what isn't desired, of when to push ourselves and when to step back and when to be kind and when to be harsh. And to know that there's a lot that needs to be healed, because Gemini is all about love. That's why we're represented by the lovers in the major arcana. We are all about love. And being all about love is hard, because we want people to like us. We want people to feel comfortable with us. We want people to love us. But the whole point of being about love is knowing that there's two paths in this world. And knowing that first and foremost, I have to love me. I have to bring the love. I have to bring the beauty. I have to bring the power back into my life. And it leads us then to the Page of Wands. Now, we can be focusing around a child, okay? Because the wands represent a child that is a fire sign energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. But this can also be a sense of learning about the spark again, instead of seeing it as something to be battled, something to be overcome, something that is causing us to fight. It's like, where's the wonderment? Where's the inspiration? What is it that I desire? It's looking at things in a different light. It's looking at things in a different way. It's getting it from the ideas in our mind onto paper, onto blueprints, into reality. That's going to be the hard thing. And that's what we're studying here. It's like, well, how do I do this? It's not going to be the conventional way. So there's a bit of a hint there from Spirit. It's like, it's not going to be the way that everybody else does it. This is going to be a little bit different. This is going to be completely Gemini, which means there's going to be a duality to it. We have the Ouroboros eating its own tail, and then we have some Ouroboros that is open. And that's a sense here of, there are times where we take our wisdom and we're consuming it. As a child, there are times of brilliance and inspiration and wonderment. And then there are times of just chaos and destruction and, pushing boundaries. But in those moments where we grasp our wisdom and we devour that wisdom and it consumes us and becomes a part of us, as the Ouroboros eating its own tail does, we're going to see just moments of clarity, moments of greater understanding, the sense of opening up the door and be like, oh, that's what it was about. That's what I was supposed to see. That's the way forward. And then with the King of Cups, so passion-wise, we need to learn things again, because we do have the road a bit kind of mucked up, and we're looking at the future, and it's like, well, why isn't it working the same way? It's like, because we took a detour. We weren't there, and we didn't realize we weren't there. We were trying to do the same thing, but maybe the heart wasn't in it. The sense of being overwhelmed, of just being tired. You might find that you say that to yourself a lot. I'm just tired. I'm just overwhelmed. I'm not sleeping well. I'm not, waking up feeling energized. And with the King of Cups says, the only person I can take care of, the only person I have any control over is me. And so now it's time to start to look at me a bit differently, a bit more honestly, a bit more kindly, a bit more understandingly. So the King of Cups, he's in the middle of the water. And he's the only king that's in the middle of the water. And you might say, well, he's the King of Cups. He's the king of water. That's where he's supposed to be. Fair. But isn't he supposed to be around his people? Or at least give the idea that his people can come to him. And not on boats in the middle of the sea to make him dwarfed, And so here, there is this sense of, I rule only me. And I rule through example. Emotions will run high. We can see that. So here in the inner self, we have this conflict that we're resolving. In our hearts, we're learning. And in our hearts, we're saying, the only person I rule is myself. It's stepping back and it's looking at our hearts and it's saying, the power of love and the power of emotion is so much more than I thought it was. I'm opening up the door to what my heart needs, to what my heart desires. And I'm letting myself move forward in that wisdom, in that knowledge, in that greater understanding. I'm guarding me. I'm protecting me. I'm being a part of me. And what happens there is we start to open up the doors of understanding. We start to connect more deeply and truly with ourselves. We start to see what we want. We start to see what we don't want. And it leads us to walking away from what we once thought we would love. We don't love it anymore. Now, this can be the end of a relationship, but as we all know, sometimes the end of a relationship is so freeing. It's hurtful, yes, but it's like, oh my gosh, I got my life back. The end of a work career, like, it's hurtful, but it's like, oh my gosh, I hated that job anyway. And there's a sense here of an ending. It's an ending, and it can be the way that we were putting pressure on ourselves. It's emotional. It can be the way that we thought we were to be perfect, the way that we thought, we were to be so kind and giving. And what we wound up doing is just draining ourselves, not setting boundaries, not having clear, expectations for others and also for ourselves. We expected too much. And so here with the Eight of Cups, there is an ending. And that ending is bittersweet, but it is profound. And it is moving us towards what we need. But the thing is we've been so used to thinking it's only two ways. The masculine side can walk forward, or the feminine side can walk forward. There's one way of thinking about it, or there's another way of thinking about it. And it has to be just like this. This is a time where we're starting to realize, oh, it doesn't. And the emotions are guiding us. It's like things become calm in the public arena. They become calm. It's like, oh man, I've been through it. I've seen it. I've called myself out. I've called others out that I was having to defend myself against. I was looking at what I need. I'm looking at what I want, but also what I don't want and what I don't need and what's gotten old and overwhelming. And now I'm starting to see myself move forward. I'm starting to see me desire what it is that my heart longs for. I'm starting to see that I'm not looking with my eyes, so I'm not going to be judging things by other people. I'm going to be judging things by my heart and my mind and what I desire and what I'm moving towards and what I need. It's not about this time, isn't about everybody else. So from the 16th to the 31st, this is a time where we're getting our excuse my language, but we're getting our shit in order. And we're decluttering our minds, we're decluttering our life, we're looking at what's important and what isn't important, we're looking at the dreams that we have in the long run and the dreams that we have for today. And we're stopping the fight. The fight is internal. It can be, this isn't what I expected. It's like fair, absolutely fair, but it's where we are right now. And we have to embrace that. We have to move forward with that. Now, we're going to start to define these. So, angels and spirit guides, please show me clearly. Please define. Yeah, please show me clearly the argument, the chaos within Gemini. Please show me clearly the chaos within Gemini. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. So it's the Emperor. And it's funny because the Hierophant, the Queen of Cups, the Ten of Swords, and the Three of Swords. So I'm just going to put this pile over here, and that's it. It's like, I'm trying to rule it all. I'm the Emperor. It's supposed to go right. Damn it. And I'm supposed to rule the institutions, the places that we're supposed to be, the things that we're supposed to be, the expectations, the love, the caring, the nurturing, the fact that I can't be wounded, I can't be overwhelmed, and the fact that I don't know who to trust because so many people have stabbed me in the back before that I don't know where I stand now. But gosh darn it, I'm supposed to handle it all and just shut up about it. That's the chaos that's here. That's everything that just kind of vomits in, and it's overwhelming and it's too much. What we have to do is we have to say, yes, I'm the ruler of my life. I know what I'm good at. I know what I'm not. And that will change. It will. It will change as we grow, as we become, as we see, as we decide I don't want to do that anymore. I'm nurturing. But I'm not sacrificing myself in order to nurture. I'm showing, I'm giving, I'm building. And there are boundaries. I've been through it. I just have. Heartbreaks and pains and disappointments. The person who is rising out of these ashes is not the same person that went into this whole experiment of life. I'm different. And that's okay. I'm wiser because of it. Might not necessarily think I'm better, but I will get there. I'll get to think that I'm better. I'll get to think that this road is important. Because it is. Because it's mine. This is the darkness before the dawn. This is the doubts and the fears and the heartbreak. And the Three of Cups. I've trusted and it's not worked out. But I know the people in my corner. Even if we're saying I don't know the people in my corner. Dane, I've been so hurt. And the only person I'm left with is me. It's building that relationship with spirit. It's building that spiritual aspect in life. I personally know that if I don't have that, life doesn't feel worth living. So it's building that. It's getting that greater understanding of who we are and what we want and what we desire. And it's knowing that some people who were supposed to be intimate members of our life and our stories, they couldn't make it. They just couldn't do it. And that may not be okay. We might not be able to say, that's okay. But that's something that is at least a truth I know. And then to define this, define the pain for Gemini. Define the pain for Gemini. This one? Okay. It's temptation. It's learning about balance. No, it's the devil. Now, it can be Capricorn energy, right? Time frame December 22nd to January 19th. It is learning about the balance because I saw this and immediately thought of temperance. But there's this sense here of thinking that what once chained us was actually balancing us. It's our addictions, it's our idiosyncrasies, it's our worries, it's our doubts, it's our fears. And thinking, oh, well, that was helping me. Like I needed that in order to be. And the fact of the matter is, no, this was changing us. Changing us? Yes. Chaining us? Definitely. Moving us away from what we loved to have it to have it rot and not be. So here it's like, okay, there's a different way forward than I thought there was. But I'm also looking at the chains. And the chains are, because we asked here for the pain. The pain is the devil. The pain is everything. It is absolutely everything. So to be open and honest with ourselves and to say, it's too much. It's too much. I didn't want this. It's too much. I didn't sign up for this. And it might be like, okay, well and good. I still have these responsibilities. I still have these things I need to do. That's fair. But taking time for ourselves, saying that I matter, connecting, that's going to be important. Breaking the chains of saying, this is what people expect of me, and if I don't do what's expected, I failed. That's important. But also looking at when the things that we are addicted to, whether it be people pleasing, whether it be, trying to do everything perfectly, whether it be, running away from the voices in our own head that tell us we're not going to be enough and we're not going to measure up, or whether it be drugs and alcohol and sex and food, looking at these things and being honest with ourselves, where we are in our journey, what we have to overcome, what we're looking at and looking towards, that's going to be so important, because it's just going to be real instead of saying, oh no, I'm fine, which is what we'll do. Oh no, I'm fine. Oh no, it's good. It's not good. We're not fine. And that's okay. So let's look here. What are we ruling? Are we ruling? No, what are we learning? What are we learning? Because that'll lead us to what we're ruling. What is Gemini learning? May 16th to the 31st, 2021, Gemini. What is Gemini learning? Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. It's to be the queen. It's to be the ruler and not to apologize. It's to move forward without looking backwards, without thinking, oh wow, I really mucked it up, or it was better when. And then it's the temperance card coming in. It's the balance coming forward. It's learning how to be in balance within ourselves, within what we want, within what we long for, within what we're seeing. And it leads us. So what is coming into our life? So when we're being the queen, it's like being the queen of our passion. It's being the queen of what we desire. It's being the queen of our dreams. It's ruling this area of our lives. It's taking our hearts and saying, my heart, what I am a student of, is how I can go from learning to ruling, to embodying and emboldening and moving forward without having to look backwards and without having to doubt myself, because I'm in balance. Please show me the balance of Gemini. Please show me the balance, like what Gemini needs to balance. Please show me what Gemini needs to balance. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading. The Five of Waters. Changing the mind and changing the life. Not looking at what hasn't been done, but looking at what has. And paying honor to ourselves because of that. And seeing the healing, beautiful love that comes forward because we've changed our minds. We've changed our expectations. We've connected with ourselves. And so what is ending? What is ending for Gemini, angels and spirit guides? What is ending for Gemini? What is Gemini walking away from? What is ending? Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels and spirit guides. That's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. It's being the pauper. It's standing outside and thinking, if we're having a lucky streak, this is going to end. It's feeling as if we're always on the outside of wealth. Feeling as if we'll never get there. No matter how hard we try and how much time we put in, we will always be that person that had nothing, that had to pull themselves up from the bootstraps, that lost it all and is trying to rebuild. However, the story of trial and tribulation and heartbreak and pain has come to you in this life. That's what we're fighting against here. That's what we're walking away from. It's like, I'm no longer a pauper. I'm no longer a beggar. And you know what? I won't ever be again. Please define the poverty mentality for Gemini. Please define the poverty mentality for Gemini. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. The Page of Waters. The poverty mentality is being a student of the heart, being a child, being not in control. And it's being vulnerable. And that's what we'll try to fight against. But the vulnerability will always be there to learn and to discover and to gain a greater understanding. The emotional aspect behind money is also going to be something we have to learn. Money, or what we value as much as money. Why is it always out of reach? Are we the people that can accumulate the wealth, that can bring in the money, but are all by ourselves? Or don't have the connection with our family and friends that we want? Are we the people that can have the connection with people, right? And have that generous nature where we'd give you the shirt off our back, but we don't have the money. So we need that shirt because, or we'd give it off our back anyway and go shirtless, be cold. So here we're learning, we're being a student of our heart, we're learning of the vulnerability of emotion, but also this poverty comes from childhood. Now it can be from this life, it could be from past life, but it's something that's innately ingrained in us. Like, I'm going to have to fight this. And we might be fighting it our whole entire lives. And that's part of our journey, that's part of our story. The Page of Cups is learning and developing and seeing and gaining an understanding. And it's understanding that this is hard. This is one of the hardest cards I really do feel in the whole entire tarot. Because to know poverty is devastating. It's 1,000 million little humiliations. And it's hard. And it's the opposite of success. And we really feel that people look down on us. And it's trying. And so here, we start to change so much. And we start to open up the door and say, no more. No more am I being on the outside. Destined always just to look in. Just to get a whiff, a glimpse of what happiness looks like, of what it feels like, what it smells like, what it is. It's time to take the happiness. And it might not be, living in the penthouse, just being able to do whatever we want. That might not be our life. But being secure and being stable, that's priceless. Let's look at our spirit animal message. What is the spirit animal message for Gemini? What is the spirit animal message for Gemini? Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. The electric eel, bring your ideas to life because it's time. It's time to stop the worry, the doubt, the fear, the anger, the chaos. And it's time to bring our ideas to life. It's time to electrify our own beings. Our subconscious spirit animal message is the scarab beetle. Magic works through you. The scarab beetle was sacred in ancient Egyptian times. It's letting that sacredness, it's letting that magic, that bit of a spark, of a wonderment, shine forward. Magic, it doesn't have to be conjuring magic. It's the connection of the soul to the person. It's the walking in beauty and in truth and speaking the truth and saying, okay, yes, other people might not like it, but this is who I am. Take it, great. Leave it, fine. Moving on. It moves us to the subconscious warning message, like energy to be mindful of. The Prince of Pentacles, slowly and steadily working towards prosperity. And you think, well, why is that bad? It's getting stuck in one idea. And it's saying it has to be like this. And then trying to force the rest of the world to be just that, or force us to be that. This is a time where we slowly and steadily have to embrace our differences, embrace the fact that we're not meant to be like everybody else, to walk a different path, to understand a greater truth. And it leads us then to our subconscious chakra message, which is communication. Communication and the third chakra is intrinsic to the Gemini way of being. So it's communicating on multifaceted different levels. It's understanding things on different planes and different ideas, but it's also opening up our minds and ourselves to what we want and what we long for, and the fact that we're going to be taking in bits of information from everybody else, and not to personalize it and say, oh, that's what they think of me. It's to take it in and say, I'm understanding the feeling of the divinity within them. And that's gaining me the greater understanding of the divinity within me, the vibrational energy, power, and truth of me. It leads us to our subconscious, as we define things. And we have the Two of Cups. We have the minor arcana lovers coming through again. We have that love connection. We have that harmony. We have that building. We have that healing. And it is moving us to taking in gifts of prosperity. The greatest gift of a Gemini is the gift of the heart. And so often we forget that. Also, the way to communicate the heart, the way to communicate, emotional growth and desire and where we want to be. So divinity comes in, God, Source, Spirit, however you see the divine, the universe, comes in, hands us a gift of the Ace of Pentacles, hands us a gift of this prosperity. And it leads us to this healing. It leads us to this coming together. But also through this healing, we're able to see this gift. And then it brings us, goodness, to the worry, the doubt, the fear, the thinking, oh my gosh, I'll never get there. Underneath that we had fall through is us being a student of getting there, of ourselves. This is us in the minor arcana. We are the swords. So here we're going to think, oh no, I can't. This is the worry, the doubt, the fear, the nightmares, the sleepless nights, the trying to work out everything, or just the doubt coming forward and saying, no, I'm going to be in that poverty. Again, I'm going to always have to have that battle. And I'm so tired of fighting. And this is saying, stop worrying, which is so easy to say and so hard to do. This is saying to release it. And by releasing it, it's freeing you. The Nine of Swords we can always climb out of the Nine of Swords. It's just painful and it's hard. And at times we have to face things that we don't want to face. But it's getting out of our own heads. And that's the best thing for a Gemini. All right, Gemini. I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I'm sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all, and stay safe. Let's end this reading with a meditation, a clearing away of negative energy, a raising of our positive energy as we release the endless battles. And we embrace the healing, because it's gosh darn time. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. May you move forward in peace and in harmony, Gemini.